Are you struggling to find great properties to invest in? Well, in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what you need to do to find the best opportunities available in 2025. I just want you to know this video is sponsored by LENDLORD. It's a one-stop shop platform where you can source, analyze, fund, and plan out your refurbishments on your next investment property. Let's start with the obvious ones, online portals. I'm talking Rightmove, On the Market, Zoopla. Estate agents in general represent around 86% of the market, and a huge proportion of their sales are reactive sales. And what this means is over 80% of estate agents that represent 86% of the market sell their properties through the portals. So it's actually very rare to have a relationship that's built well enough, but I'll talk about that in a moment, to actually get them sent directly. So a majority of them are on the portals. Now, the upside of that is, it kind of baffles me that we don't think about this, but it's free. An estate agent has already spent the marketing. They've already gone around and closed the deal. They've already got it listed. They've already paid for a floor plan, the marketing, the EPC, the pictures, everything. And you can go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places and see over 86% of the market. What you can also do is log into those individual platforms, set up a user, and you can draw a map and set some basic guidance on price ranges, etc., so that you're getting sent daily emails from these portals to get them in. Now, the downside of that, of course, is you're having to go through to multiple places at once, which can be a massive time drain, but I strongly recommend you should be looking at portals, not looking at the most expensive properties or the mansions in your area, but within your criteria and getting the best ones. I'm going to give you a little top tip that I like using with portals. So I'll use Rightmove as an example. I'll go on there and I'll search my exact criteria and I'll include properties sold subject to contract. So sold STC. And then what I'll do is I'll only look at the properties that have sold subject to contract and I'll list them by how long they've been on the market. And any properties that have been sold subject to contract for longer than 3 months, I will call up the agent and find out if there's any complications with the property going through. Now, what I'm not trying to do is screw somebody out of a sale. Let me be very clear about that. But if a property's been sold for 3 or 4 months, it's very likely there's been a problem with the person messing around, maybe their legal situation, maybe their finance situation. And actually what you need to know is in 2024, only 52% of properties that sold through an estate agent actually completed. So give or take, there's a 1 in 2 chance that that property will fall out of the legal process, and then you're finding yourself negotiating with a more motivated vendor. Auctions, great place for finding great deals. So I really like auction lots, and for me, I'm going to give you my straight tip on auctions. I look at what lot number it's got at the auction. If it's in the first 10, they're massively expecting like huge demand in that. And so actually, I tend just to stay away from them because 99% of the time it's going to be a waste of time. Next thing I get really, not nervous about, but I just don't go near, is the ones that are priced massively cheap. So I'm talking like 120 grand properties, put as a guide price of 30 grand. So what I really like is looking at the auction lots of like 20 onwards. You're going to get a great opportunity to bid. And this is actually where LENDLORD comes in. And if I'm honest, from a tech point of view, this isn't LENDLORD's coolest feature on there because there's some wicked features. But from a value point of view, I think this is absolutely amazing. So you've got all of these auction pools, and there's so many now with like I Am Sold, Auction House, etc. And what LENDLORD does is you can extrapolate it, but what you can do is register and put in what your top bid is. And I really like this because I'm quite an emotional individual. And I don't know about you, when somebody's going, that was my idea of an auctioneer, by the way. If I'm around that, I'm like, yeah, fucking buy everything, go, go, go. Next thing you know, I'm even more broke than when I went in. So for me, what I really like is doing my analysis on a handful in each auction. Then what I do is I register my max bid as a bidder. And then on LENDLORD, you can actually submit this, that you'll go into auction, and you can get bridging funding so that you're not needing to buy the properties for cash. So the cool thing, and this is how LENDLORD actually makes money, is the tech they give away is absolutely free. And by the way, if you want a link to that, it's in the description. So go in there, set up an account, it's completely free. But the way they make money is they're a bridger. They actually fund your deals. Networking is the next one, and people buy from people. I actually think this has become more important. I think in the property space, most property networking groups are just trying to sell me a new course, right? Which is fine, that's their marketing. But when COVID come around, I think we had massive advantages and movement in tech, which is amazing. You could do more deals over Zoom calls and that. But face-to-face has just got more powerful, I think. And I think now more than ever, that human connection is actually lacking quite a lot. And I think this is a massive advantage for those of us that actually want to network. I know this sounds crazy, but when's the last time you just spoke to the estate agent that you're trying to build a relationship with and found out what they like? Is it Starbucks or is it Costa? Is it a straight latte or is it a caramel frappuccino? Whatever it is, and actually put in the effort to buy them that coffee and meet them at the shop and sit down and have a meaningful conversation. Do not underestimate the power of building a great relationship. So let me give you some tips here. First of all, BNI. It is the best cult you will ever join. And make no mistake, it is very cult-like, where it's all referral marketing and stuff like that. It's very intense. It's a breakfast meeting. But in my experience, one of the best things, and the reason for that is they don't get paid for referrals, but the entire business is referrals. I can't remember the amount, but it's billions, okay? And billions every single year. So in wherever you live, your location, maybe where you're doing deals, you'll have something called a chapter. So this is like what they call their postcode that they dominate over, right? That chapter, you join it, and the cool thing I really like about it is there can only be one of each in each of them. So there's only one letting agent, there's only one electrician, there's only one florist, for example. And it will massively blow your mind how connected the average individual is. So it's the 6 degrees of separation that allegedly we are only 6 people away from being connected to anyone in the world. And you will be shocked. Try it. And by the way, my top tip at BNI is being as specific as possible. So don't just go, I'm trying to get connected to anyone that owns a letting agent. I will be like, I know that this person is the owner of that letting agency and I'm trying to connect with them for this reason and that outcome. Honestly, the more specific you are about who you want to be referred to, the increase the odds. And number 2, best piece of advice for any room, go in with the mindset, especially for the first 6 months, of adding as much value as you can. Genuinely, you go into any networking event, especially a BNI, and you just think about like, how can I add value to this person? Who are they asking for? And actually talk to them, because some people ask for referrals because they think it's who they can actually ask for and it's likely to get out of the room. But actually just walk up to them and go, hey, if you had your perfect customer, what would they look like? And then actually put in effort to add that value. It will pay you back tenfold, 100%. Next, and my favorite, direct-to-vendor marketing. The reason I like direct-to-vendor is 2 reasons. Number 1, you get people coming to you, which completely changes the relationship, which I'll go through in a second. And number 2, if I can help it, I don't really want the competition. So if I'm going on Rightmove, I don't know about you, but everyone I fucking know has access to Rightmove, which means that if anyone has a similar criteria to me, all they need to do is type a few things into Rightmove and lo and behold, they can see the same things as me. Whereas if I'm talking directly to the vendor, sure, they might be talking, and it's fair to assume they will be talking to a handful of other people, but my competition might be 3 to 5 other individuals. And then I can rely on the 2 most important things for everyone: communication and speed. And 9 times out of 10, if you communicate effectively and you actually get back to people with speed, you will likely win the deal, in my personal experience. Going back to number 1, why I like it is, if you do direct-to-vendor marketing properly, so for example, I really like Meta ads, Facebook ads, and if you go on Facebook and you're in Yorkshire, the likeliness is you will see my ads, and I can just spend money putting an ad out there that I think will attract somebody and get somebody's attention and will get them coming into play and going, yep, I want to talk to you. And the power there is when they've seen an ad and filled in their details, they're saying, yes, I am interested, I would like to talk to you. And suddenly this person is asking for your help rather than you going out there and trying to attract them all of the time. So for me, I really like that. The other reason I really like Facebook ads in particular is how easy it is to increase the leads or decrease the leads. i.e., I need more leads, spend more money. Is literally click a couple of buttons. Or I'm getting too many leads, I need to slow it down, spend less on them. So I really like doing that. But direct to vendor doesn't need to be techie. It could be direct to vendor letters. It could be leaflets. It could be bandit boards. And keeping it simple is the best way to do things. So we found loads of great deals, right? No, not quite. This does not mean you've got deals. It means you've got leads. So how does a lead become a great deal? Well, first of all, you need criteria. Now, do not be trying to do your deals on the back of a napkin or anything like that. What makes a great deal is understand what your criteria is. I'll just tell you mine right now. I aim for 2 to 4 bed freehold houses or virtual freehold, and I need them in great areas with growth and regeneration. I'm looking for solid tenant types, and I'm looking for capital growth in the area and 7% yields. I'm sure you can go back and play that. That is my actual criteria that I buy for and my investors do. And we do hundreds of transactions every single year on that criteria I've just shared. Now, when you're analyzing your deals, you need to make sure it's accurate. Now, there's two ways of doing this, is use a piece of software or have a shit hot analyzer on a spreadsheet or something like that. Now, we use a bit of both over the last 10 years because I'll be honest, prop tech, things like LENDLORD, didn't exist 10 years ago. There's a lot of different analyzers out there. One of the reasons that I really sort of talk about LENDLORD a lot is the fact they're a holistic platform. So I really like the fact that it is the one-stop shop, so I can source the deals on there, save them on there, get the funding on there, but also analyze them. So the thing that I really like about LENDLORD's recent update is when you're putting in the details of the property, wherever it is, you put in the financing, you're getting all of that, it will show you what the capital growth is, what the return on investment is, the yield is, and you can click a button and actually see what the funding lines are. So whether you're using LENDLORD or not, it's absolutely down for you. I'm obviously a massive advocate for them and they're today's video sponsor. But find something where you can minimize how many locations you need to go through. And for me, I really like the one-stop shop methodology. So use your sourcing lines. I recommend a variation of both. So when it's like the public platforms like auctions, Rightmove, Zoopla on the market, I really like using LENDLORD because I can just set up my criteria there and it goes there. And then what I do is I have my ads for my direct to vendor marketing as well. And then once a lead is becoming a deal, I save that into LENDLORD as well. And then what I can do is I can have my pipeline in that one place. And the reason it's good to have a pipeline, by the way, is you can compare against them because you can't, I'm guessing, you can't buy 10, 20 properties at once. So I want to buy the best 1 or 2. And by having it on your spreadsheet or on LENDLORD is you can just compare them all against each other, which I really like. Click on it, add in your funding, and then get moving with that great deal. Now, 2025, there's going to be so many opportunities if you move with speed and certainty and you know the areas to look in. So make sure you're getting your analysis right, get your funding lines approved so you're ready to go and take as much action as possible. I just want to say a big thank you to LENDLORD for sponsoring today's video. If you haven't got access to it yet, there is a link in the description. Click on it, fill in your details. It's completely free. Check it out. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you got value from today's video, make sure to like and subscribe, of course, and I'll see you in the next video.